Hello everyone, and welcome to Every Song Reviews. Today we are reviewing Owl City Mobile Orchestra. If you're new here, basically every song reviews is basically where we take a project, in this case, Owl City's latest album, the latest LP, and basically we review every single track that appears on the album, left to right. And yeah, basically that's it. We will have an album review coming, hopefully soon after these are done. And yeah, with that being said, let's jump right into it. Let's go. Alright, we got track 1, the lead single to the LP, titled Verge, as in The Verge of the Rest of Our Lives, if you heard the song. So yeah, it's pretty obvious what the song is going for. I don't really need to explain it. Pretty self-explanatory. It's a graduation song. It tries to one-up, any past graduation songs that came out right when graduation season was, and I'll be honest, as a graduate during this time, and a person of my age group, and like a fan of, just Owl City in general, I'm the target audience. I am perfectly within what they are going for the target audience. It came out at the perfect time for me. I still not a big fan of this track. It's very pandering and not trying at all to be subtle in the least bit possible. It has a lot of bads. The music video wasn't really that memorable. Aloe Black, like, once I saw him on the track, I got excited. I was like, man, they could probably do a really killer collaboration, but he could have been used better. Like, put him on a different song, or even in this song, he's just kind of like a backup singer. He's not really doing that much. And even just like a lot of it's even like the instrumental, I feel, is pandering with like the drums like leading up, and then there's like this big happy tune to go alongside it, and it has a lot going wrong with it. It also at the end, it just kind of like just shuts off right away, like, oh, we got our song. We got the song like in 100 like graduation kids videos, and like hopefully we'll get some decent airplay. And I also don't like, cause I don't like some of the lyrics, cause the like lead lines are like this is our time, these are our hours, and graduating from someone who just graduated, it's not that eventful. And just to say like these are our hours is very almost like entitling, and that's like the opposite of a person going into the real world, fun in the real world, Paramore. That's a better fucking graduation song. There's a lot of songs that are graduation songs or graduation related that aren't pandering, which this song really tries hard for. And listening to a couple of the other songs, that seems to be a sense of the LP. Adam trying very hard to fit demographics, and trying very hard to get exposure where it needs to get exposure. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Marketing, like, it's marketing, it's the underside of art. But one, it's not subtle, so it shows very bad, and it doesn't feel natural. I think that's the biggest complaint I have with this song. I really thought it would grow on me. I really did. I tried. I put it, I was listening to it in my car, and if it goes in my car, I'm gonna have to listen to it a lot, because I don't change the CDs in my car very often. And basically, yeah, I've heard this song enough. I'm just kind of done. I thought it'd grow on me. It didn't. I will say it does sound very nice. It does kind of do its job. I can see like this being in someone's graduation video that they put on Facebook or YouTube or whatever, and it fitting that, and that's what it was going for. I don't know if that's what you should go for with your lead single for your like big new project, but hey, it's whatever. That being said, I'm gonna give let's get our score down. I will give Verge a pleasant 3 out of 5. It's serviceable and it does its job, and I'll give it a pass. A very light, could have done better pass. That being said, let's move on to track 2. Alright, track 2 from Mobile Orchestra. We have I Found Love, in a Hopeless Place. Wrong song, never mind. I Found Love, Owl City Mobile Orchestra. I'm repeating stuff out of it right now. This is basically just it's pretty formulaic, like, I'm in love so badly, like, it hurts love song. It's not like anything super new. You could probably tell from the title. And it's, from what I've listened to so far, the album seems to be a bit of a disappointer. But, I will put this on the plus side rather than the negative. I like this song is complete sugar, by the way. It's just like so poppy and synth and, you know, what Owl City is known for. But trust me, before I say this, I'm not that guy that's like, oh, this band used to be so great, and like how a lot of people say, like, whenever bands, you know, they start to get worse over time. I'm not that guy. That being said, I really liked a lot of Owl City's older style, where it was painting pictures, but they weren't, you know, they were open for interpretation. They were allowed to be something. And a lot of Adam's new tracks, including this one, just, they go straight for the target market, and they really try to pander towards that target market. And this one is the same. A song about love doesn't have to specifically be, you know, I'm in love so much I wanna fly, as he put it in this track. Why are there so many songs about flying? That's like every musician's dream, I feel like. I will admit this song isn't as forced as Verge or My Everything or any of the singles, but or Unbelievable, which is, oh my god. But, it's still pretty, I enjoy the sounds. It's not a harmful track. It sounds, you know, it has a nice melody. It sounds nice. That being said, it doesn't feel like anything super refreshing. It doesn't feel like a nice, clean-cut song, like fresh out the gates. It just feels like another song. It's kind of filler, if I'm just gonna be honest. That being said, I will give it a plus. I don't want to say it's one of the best songs on the album yet, because I'm still getting a grasp of it. If it is, it's gonna be the best of the worst. That being said, that's about all I want to say. Let's score it up. I will give I Found Love a 6 out of 10. It's above average. Yeah, that's about it. Anyway, on to the next one. Alright, the next track. Thunderstruck, featuring Sarah. Let me look at her name again. Sarah Russell, just double checking there. Every other song on this fucking album has a featured artist. That is, I'm not even exaggerating. It's every other song. It's like solo feature. Why? I don't. That being said, Sarah probably gave the best featured performance on the album. It doesn't feel forced, and she's not like just kind of going along with the ride like Aloe Black or like Hanson or any of the other ones. That being said, let's get into this song. I will say this is probably easily one of the best songs on the album. I really like the instrumental. I will say the execution on a lot of these songs, they're just, they don't transition well. And even like the big poppy hooks that try really hard to make them work, they just don't. And this one, although works a lot better than the other ones, I still feel like something's like missing in the song, like a natural sound progression or something. And the song throws in a lot of EDM and dubstep sound effects. It doesn't go like crazy with the wubs or anything, but it throws some stuff in there. It tries. This album tries in a lot of like ways. I don't know if that's like a compliment the way I'm saying it though, but yeah. The idea of the song isn't like kind of like the last song, how it was kind of pandering a little bit in this sort of love thing. This song is more just like kind of like a love song, but it's like it kind of just describes a feeling of when like you get hit emotionally, and love is like a powerful thing. Like I'm not saying that in the cheesy like big movie ending. Oh, the power of love. It actually can be a driving force. Humans' psychology is a big thing, and yeah. Where am I going with this? I don't even know. The song, it's a good song. It sounds nice. I like the idea. It's not as pandering as a lot of the songs. I feel like I've used that word 100 times. I probably will again. It executes itself a little better than most. That being said, there's just not a lot to say about it. It's just kind of another song, but it's a good another song, if that makes sense. Let's just get our score out of the way. I'm really not feeling this album as much as I thought I would. Thunderstruck, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. It's just meh. Sarah Russell did good though. She sounds nice. That being said, let's move on to the next track. Yay! Transition. Alright, this is track 4, second single. This track is titled My Everything. By that, it's again another pretty self-explanatory song. You can listen to it once. I don't like when I can just completely know everything about a song in the first listen. That sometimes bugs me. I miss the days when Owl City, like, the lyrics made no goddamn sense. But that being said, let's get into this song. It is pretty much just a Christian anthem. You've probably know what I'm talking about with Christian rock bands if you've been to enough churches. Just one of those vague God Almighty, God is my everything type of songs. And I have nothing, like, we'll get into religion parts, but my main complaint about it, it's kind of just boring. It kind of sounds like I've heard the song so many times, and I'm not even like an avid Owl City fan. I'm a casual listener at best, and even I feel like I've heard this song a lot. And let's get into the Christian stuff. It's not preachy at all. It's not like there's absolutely nothing wrong with being religious. I feel like since we're on YouTube and it's online, where it's not always great to be. It's completely fine to be religious as long as you're not attacking people, or as long as you're not hurting anybody. I don't give a fuck. And if this is just a song about a guy praising what he believes, and that is completely fine. That being said, I, as an agnostic atheist, don't really know what I am. Person, I can't relate to it. Again, my reviews are subjective. I just can't get into it. I'm sorry. It's not a bad song because it's a Christian song. It's a bad song because it's boring and repetitive. And the music video is just him walking around nature as he's just like, hallelujah. Like, he looks like he's about to fall asleep. And it's a pretty melody. I just like the classic Owl City sound. That being said, it's a complaint that I kind of have with the album as a whole so far is it's very it doesn't feel that natural, and it's very what's the word? I'm forgetting the word, but it doesn't feel natural. It's I don't know. It's like it feels more natural than Verge did, but I don't know. It's very my everything. He again, I don't have any big problems with it. I'm sure there are Christian people who like Owl City and this hit home with them, and that's all right. Love whatever you want to love, believe whatever you want to believe. As long as you're not hurting anyone, go for it. That being said, for me, this is a painfully average, if not below that, song. And it could have been executed a little better. Just add some I know synth pop sounds. There's only so many things, and you don't want to get dark or anything on a Christian song. That would be kind of random, but you can do something new that I didn't expect, and that's all I'm asking here. That being said, let's get our score. I'm gonna give My Everything a 2 out of 5. It's average, if not below that to me. That being said, let's move on to track 5. Boom. And now we are on track 5. Unbelievable. Here I should probably just turn myself to the camera here. Unbelievable. Track 5. 90s kids think they're so fucking cool. Yeah, again, background for the track. Again, pretty self-explanatory. It's a 90s kid wet dream. It really is. It's basically a giant nostalgia song. There's a hook that doesn't really match the verses, but the verses are all just pretty much just listing 90s kid stuff alongside those days were the best and lines like that, just getting hyped over Lion King and Jurassic Park and Goosebumps books and Nintendo games and Berenstain Bears and all these other wonderful things. The things I listed, along with a couple others, were parts of my childhood. I'm not gonna be that kid who was born in 1997 and say I'm a 90s kid, but I did have relics of the 90s, DBZ and all that good stuff that highly affected my childhood, and those, so I can relate to the song to a pretty good extent. That being said, pandering is the name of the game, but I will say, in this case, I think it worked enough. I really like the verses where he rapped. I'm gonna use that word so lightly, but he faster than normal Owl City singing goes. Just kind of listed thing after thing, and they transitioned very nicely. And I like the featured Hanson. I'm sorry. I enjoyed the feature. I just enjoyed just getting nostalgic. Nostalgia is a powerful, powerful thing. It is so much. And this song grew on me. It did. And I have a text message. Anyway, and just I like the idea of the song. I do think it could have been done better. That being, I think the hook, the hook's basically, it's a very poppy, child friendly. It's unbelievable, and I think you could have found something for a hook that was better than that. And I don't know, the hook could have been better. Again, main complaint, it feels like pandering. Owl City, he does a bunch of Disney animated films, the soundtracks. Yeah, I enjoy a lot of the songs from those. I love a lot of those films. Wreck-It Ralph, Legend of the Guardians of Ga'Hoole, all of that. I love that shit. And just his fan base, it's you're kind of fucking pandering. You know your audience, you know stuff they want, you know they're graduating, could be Christians, and like there's a repetition of just pandering, and it's like, and it's pop, I think. Not that it's like strictly pop, it's like a synth electronic pop, but it's still pop. And I think pop a lot of time is just like this sugary, just self-served on a platter, hand holding, here you go, here's your stuff. And I think art is a lot of the time, especially with music, this like preserved piece of themselves. I sound weird, and this doesn't make much sense, but bear with me. I think art, a lot of great art is just this self that is projected, and ideas that are formed onto the canvas, and that doesn't really work when your canvas is laid out and prepared with what you have to have and what people want that you know you're going to fill. And that being said, I'm rambling at this point. I do think this is a wonderful song. I think it's a nostalgic masterpiece in those terms. I fucking love all the references. I'm gonna give this one a 3 out of 5. No, fuck it. We're going out of 10 scale. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. And yeah, on to track 6. See you then. Okay, I think easily found favorite track on the album, and it's not a hard choice. This song right here, Bird, Broken Wing, I want to say the name properly, Bird with a Broken Wing, I didn't want to fuck it up. Basically, it's the only song with actual orchestraic sounds. It's epic. It's basically what this album needed to be. 10 to plus tracks of just this. None of them are re-releases. That would have made such a better album. A couple less featured artists that aren't thrown in there for the hell of it. That's what it needed to be. Because this album doesn't make much sense. Songs about God, graduation, although I know he doesn't specifically say it. It's a graduation song. But yeah, then you got the love songs and a country-ish song. It's like, no. Like, this would have made perfect under the label Mobile Orchestra to go with that cover art. The songs we have don't make much sense. I don't know why Mobile Orchestra is the name and that picture is what we have. We could have found a better, I don't know, it could have just been another vague, dreamy, whatever the hell, with a random ass picture. It is what it is. You can interpret things your own way. That's the idea of art, especially music. But it's hard when they pander. Anyway, let's talk about this track. It has, I love the sound. It transitions like a normal fucking song from left to right. I like when Adam, like, when he's almost like sort of like yelling and singing at the same time. It's like this epic, like, da 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 da. I'm not gonna keep doing that because I'm embarrassing myself already. The idea of the song, he's basically painting himself as this martyr. He's a bird with a broken wing, but, you know, he carries on, yada yada yada, shit like that. And I think everyone wants to describe themselves as, like, this martyr image, like, oh, my life is so hard, it's all about me, but that's how humans work. Life happens, it's shit, that's our broken wing, everyone has one. But, you know, we can take a moment to reflect and listen to songs about it. You know, why not? And, yeah. The song is very serviceable in that aspect. It's my favorite track on the album. It's not nearly as forgettable and a lot less... It's not at all cringeworthy compared to all the other ones. With that being said, let's give our score. I'm going to give Bird with a Broken Wing a 4 out of 5. Yes, we got one 4 out of 5. I don't think any else will get that high, but yeah. That being said, let's move on to the next track, shall we? I don't want to be here. I don't want to review this. Back Home, Owl City featuring Jake Owen. I'm not gonna judge Jake Owen. I don't like to judge artists I'm not like familiar with, or have like gotten a good sense of their music, and I'm not even like 100% like I want a better grasp on country music even before I start like judging artists like that. But basically the song is pretty another self-explanatory. Once you listen to it once, you already know. It's basically a song pretty much in the idea of like moving to the city, like to a bigger, higher standard of living, and then coming back home to your country, more quiet life. And as a person who also is from Minnesota, as Adam Young is, and then moved to a place that's probably not as big as where he probably lives now, but bigger. I can relate to the idea a lot, and again, I'm like the perfect target market for the song, but I'm still feeling like, what the fuck, I'm still not enjoying it. But we'll go into why. I do like the idea though. I love the idea, but I can relate to it, but no, I'm sorry. Again, it really is trying to blend synth, electronic pop, and country, which for how hard that could be, maybe it does a good job from how bad that could have been, but it doesn't go where it wants it to. It fails at kind of blending them, and again, the execution is just terrible. It doesn't transition well. It's almost like this. It tries. I want it to be this kind of fun song, but at times it's almost like a synthy, poppy lullaby, and then it turns into this more fun country song, and then it's like, it just keeps throwing random fucking shit everywhere, and that seems another common theme with this album. Just throw common or random shit everywhere. That's also, I said common shit, but I was like, that kind of works too. There's a Fireflies reference. It's not really referencing Fireflies, but if you're Owl City and you say Fireflies, I assume you know what you're doing there. Yeah, this song, like, for each track I review, I obviously have listened to it prior, and then I like to listen to it a good amount of times before the review, and it was painful. It was painful to keep listening to this song. It was getting that bad. I'm not even joking. It was, I'm disappointed. So far, probably my least favorite track on the album, but I have breezed through the others, and it might not be the worst, but so far the worst. I'm gonna give Back Home a 2 out of 5. I'm sorry. That being said, let's move on to the next track. Damn, people are shitting on this album. Track 8, Can't Live Without You. At this point in time, the other people's reviews for this album are starting to come in, and good God, people fucking hate this album. That being said, I don't think Owl City's a lot of their fan base gives a shit, and I'm pretty good at not letting that stuff affect me. Can't Live Without You. Track 8, we have about 3 more to go. Not a lot to say about this one. It's another, like, devoted love song. He describes himself in this terrible situation, and this person is the light to his, shitty life. And, that's what love is. It's two people finding a beautiful thing within this shitty world. That got dark. It's late. The next three reviews I might be a little jarred. The song was jarring. At the end, toward the hook end of the track, the instrumental stops, and this is basically probably my biggest complaint with the song. The instrumental stops, and then it just plays all these melodic parts to the song and repeat, but all at once, and I'm just like, no, I'm not a fan of that. That being said, the song, I'll give it a pass. There's nothing that eventful here. It's just kind of another song. I kind of like I Found Love a little better. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, I liked the I Found Love better. I like Thunderstruck a lot better. This one is, which that shows like this is more of a love album than whatever the fuck we got. But yeah, I think that's about it. Let's get our score. Can't Live Without You, I'll give it a 2 out of 5. Average, if not a little bit below that. Yeah, on to the next one. Alright, so we have 3 love songs, 2 Christian songs, and the lead single is a graduation song, shortly followed by a 90s nostalgia track. I don't know what the fuck this album is. Track 9. Youre Not Alone. Yeah. It's another Christian track. There's one of the feature artists named Britt Nicole. I will give my good thoughts out of the way first. I'm a positive person like that. Britt Nicole, mainly just because I've been listening to Owl City on repeat so much. They do sound, or the sound of Owl City is very, I don't know, formulaic at this point. And then I get to hear this Britt Nicole, and her voice is very natural, and together with Owl City, it makes a very sweet noise, and I'm very much a fan of it. This song also doesn't seem, I don't know, it's as like, you know, Christian radio songy as My Everything, but My Everything, I don't know, it's just the devotion of God is my everything. It was a little much for me. Again, nothing wrong with praising what you believe. I know I've been to many churches. I went to a Christian Bible camp. I know like how people can feel about God and the passion behind it, and like how much God can mean to them. And that's why I think people should be a little just like nicer to people who support Christianity or are Christian when they're like so devoted. It's like, why are you shitting on this person's parade when they're not hurting you? It's just like shitting on, you know, like a gay couple or any other of the million things religion stands against that is now cool by today's standards. Yeah, anyway, what was I thinking? Well, we were talking about this track. Well, I don't know how we got into that, but it's another just kind of like harmless track. Again, none of these tracks are like super eventful. They're only like 3 minutes to up to 4 minutes like this one a piece. It's not that, they're not that bad. I know I can easily understand why they get the hate, but I'm like, I could just care less. They sound nice enough. This one actually, the progression seemed natural to an extent, unlike some other ones, singles. But it's like a Christian person, like if this got like on Christian airwaves or some shit like that, which I'm sure it will, because I don't think that's a very popular, I don't think that has too many mainstream artists like Owl City. Not that they're super mainstream, but you know what I mean. I don't think they have a very very many established artists, that are high as Owl City making songs. I'm sure these few songs will get some higher Christian radio play. But that being said, people are gonna check out like his album, and the lead single is gonna be a graduation song and a '90s. It doesn't fucking. I will take a fucking love EP, a Christian EP, and then the other random ass fucking tracks. Just, you don't have to. It's just a fucking terrible mesh. It doesn't make sense, the album. I'm sorry. That being said, let's get our score out of the way. I will give it a 6 out of 10. Youre Not Alone gets a 6 out of 10, above average. I don't really have much to say about it. It's not that, it's whatever. Kind of like the album to me, I think. I think I'm getting my sense of the total album now, and it's pretty meh. Pretty average. But yeah, let's move on to our final track. But we'll probably do the bonus track, so I'll have to stay up late or do it at another time. I don't know what I'm gonna do. On to our final track. This isn't the end. Oh, but it is. Thank God. Anyway. Okay, real quick before we begin, track 10, This Isn't the End, Owl City Orchestra, blah, 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 blah. Before we begin, Adam Young, I'm sure, is a total, I don't know, what's the term, girl with daddy issues, which is the target market for the song. I'm not here. Okay, I'll rephrase that better. Basically, the song, it follows he's talking to a girl who obviously has a father with abandonment issues, and I've met many girls like this. I've met dudes like this. That being said, well, but first, before we get into that, I want to get into the Owl City part. One, I don't think you have to be like a certain way to make a song about something. Like, you can not be rich, but make a song about feeling rich, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. And just say, hey, I'm rich, you're actually not. I don't really care what you are in real life. Music is fiction. It really is. And so if you want to make this song, even though it's kind of a pandering sellout move, because you're trying to go after this target market, whatever. I don't really give a shit. You can make whatever you want. Even if you are taking advantage of these probably younger girls who have these issues, because a lot of fathers of this generation, and probably many fathers to come and many fathers previous, walk out. It's what happens to a lot of families, and that's a problem with America and many other countries, I'm sure. But the female, I feel like, and I'm not trying to be sexist or anything, I do feel like females more often than not take it a certain way, and then males take it a certain way. Not that they haven't done the other way. I feel like I've seen a lot more girls with the daddy issues, like my father left me, I don't know what to do, than the dudes who are just similarly to me, just don't give a shit. And then, so with the girls, who I know many girls like this, their father walked out on them, and they are the perfect, what he described in the song, hope, that there will be one day a relationship, possibly way down in the future. And the idea of the song is that this isn't the end, there's a possible relationship here that is a bridge to be built where it has once been burned. And it's not a false hope. That happens plenty of times. These very multiple girls that I've talked to, they all have this hope also. So it's like, I don't know. He's nailing whatever he's trying to accomplish here, and I don't. Although there is this shadowy, like kind of like manipulative thing within the song, I feel engulfed enough that it's hidden, and it got me thinking a little bit. And I don't know why. Like this whole, I'm not very in depth with the concept, I guess. It seems like a lot of girls that I know, I'm not saying girls, I'm just saying girls I know who have like dependent on relationships, and it seems that way, like just like the ones I don't know, just like online, and like you hear about, or like our celebrities, and they're like very dependent on like female status or this like relationship status, and like it's like their parents are like the ultimate. They're, hello, my someone's walking outside. There's like this ultimate like relationship status thing that they have to overcome, and it's like their parents are like the ultimate, or the parent who walked out on them is like the ultimate. It can be like moms too. It's like that's like once I get that relationship, and it's like some I really just don't understand. Like we as humans obviously are very dependent on relationships. We are a social creature, and I like I don't know if you can hear that. This is gonna be hilarious. Where was I? We are very dependent on relationships. I guess you're gonna have to ignore that if you can hear that. We rely on our relationships, and I don't know where I'd be without the relationships I have. But I am very willing to let a burned bridge be ashes. And this song, I'll give it a pass. I'm sure it resonated with someone. It does sound nice and progress nice enough. I enjoy the sounds. I think it was a decent enough way to end just a random ass album. And the song was random to fit with all that other shit, but whatever. Yeah. We have our final song in Mobile Orchestra. I hope you guys had fun. Let's get our score out the way. I'll give this song a 3 out of 5. Somewhere between above average and good. I can't decide between 6 or 7 out of 10, so we'll just round this 3 out of 5. Yeah, that should be it, guys. Mobile Orchestra. I hope you guys have a good one. Wonderful day. Please subscribe. Those 90s kids, right? They're fucking awesome. With that, I leave you.